Here's a humorous short story based on your summary, aimed at a senior audience. The Case of the Missing Marmalade and the Mysterious Odor. Linda Peterson, a sprightly 68-year-old with a penchant for marmalade, the more bitter the better, she always declared, was experiencing a crisis of epic proportions. It wasn't the dwindling supply of her beloved marmalade, though that was a concern, but something far more pungent. Her granddaughter, Lily, refused to sit on her lap. "Grandma," Lily had announced with the delicate diplomacy of a seasoned diplomat negotiating a particularly thorny trade deal, "you smell a bit off." Linda, whose olfactory senses were as sharp as a tack, she could smell a rogue onion from across the room, knew exactly what Lily meant. It wasn't a smell she could quite place her finger on, but it certainly wasn't the lavender hand cream she religiously applied. It was that je ne sais quoi, that subtle, slightly yeasty aroma that seemed to cling to her like a particularly persistent admirer. The family had developed a delicate dance around this unspoken truth, a silent agreement to avoid the elephant, or rather the slightly pungent granny, in the room. Enter Dr. William Carter, a geriatric specialist whose own battle against the encroaching aroma of age had led him to become a leading expert on the subject. Dr. Carter, a man whose eyebrows had seen more winters than a Siberian husky, explained the situation with the cheerful enthusiasm of a seasoned game show host. "My dear Linda," he boomed, his voice echoing like a foghorn in a pea souper, "you're suffering from what we in the geriatric profession delicately term the aroma of advanced maturity. It's perfectly natural, you see. Think of it as your body's way of saying, 'Hey, I've earned a few wrinkles and a delightful bouquet of unique scents.'" He continued, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "It's a complex mix of reduced sweat production, altered skin oils, and a general rebellion of the body's natural perfume factory. Think of it as your personal, limited edition vintage perfume, one that only the truly discerning nose can fully appreciate." Linda found herself strangely comforted. It wasn't a disease. It wasn't a personal failing. It was just age. Meanwhile, Harold Mitchell, a retired accountant who prided himself on his meticulous personal hygiene, was facing a similar, albeit more humiliating, predicament. He'd overheard his son's friends whispering about him, their words drifting like noxious fumes on the summer breeze. "He's clean, all right," one had muttered, "but he still smells like a forgotten gym sock." Harold, a man who scrubbed behind his ears with the intensity of a brain surgeon performing delicate surgery, was devastated. He showered twice daily, used enough deodorant to tranquilize a small elephant, and yet the aroma persisted, a stubborn olfactory ghost that haunted him. Dr. Carter, ever the beacon of hope in a sea of geriatric odors, explained that while diligent cleaning was essential, it wasn't the sole solution. The decreased sweat production meant toxins lingered, feeding the bacteria that produced the offending odor. He even introduced a new culprit, a compound called non-enol, a sneaky little molecule that seemed to revel in its role as the chief architect of the old person smell. "The key, my friends," Dr. Carter declared, brandishing a bar of soap like a magic wand, "is targeted hygiene. Focus on those areas where bacteria love to party. Skin folds, hairy bits, and those notorious sweat factories, your feet and palms. Think of it as a strategic military campaign against the Malodor militia." He then proceeded to demonstrate his patented fold and scrub technique, a maneuver that involved an impressive amount of contortion and a thorough knowledge of the human anatomy. The solution, it turned out, was a multifaceted approach: regular showering, paying attention to those easily overlooked areas, staying well hydrated to flush out toxins, regular light exercise to boost circulation, and a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, because everything tastes better with a side of antioxidants. Linda, armed with this newfound knowledge, embarked on a hygiene offensive. She mastered the fold and scrub, conquered her fear of exfoliating her toes, and even discovered a new appreciation for the wonders of foot powder. Lily was duly impressed, and the marmalade supply remained safe from further olfactory-based conflicts. Harold, inspired by Dr. Carter's pep talk and armed with a new arsenal of hygiene products, also saw a significant improvement. He even started attending the local senior center's yoga class, which, according to him, had the added bonus of improving his flexibility and his ability to reach those hard-to-scrub areas. The moral of the story? Aging may bring wrinkles, aches, and a few unique aromas, but it doesn't have to bring defeat. With a little knowledge, a lot of soap, and perhaps a healthy dose of humor, the battle against the mysterious malodor can be won. And more importantly, the marmalade supply can be preserved.